on the bottom.
Sounds delicious.
Oh man, you're making me hungry
Yeah.
already.
We're hungry. We're
And I
talking.
had the last time I had 95 order for one night. I was exhausted. I couldn't move anymore.
That's all.
I was by
lot.
myself. I asked a friend, she was busy and she couldn't help me. But it's okay, I will handle.
That's awesome. So if you could hear us, we're
Good
going
morning,
to be
everyone.
live soon. We are excited because we're going to have on the show two fantastic guests this morning. We're going to be joined shortly by Najiba Popal. She is the owner of Angel's Afghan Cuisine here in Charlottesville. And then later in the show by Carmel Greer, the owner of South Paddock Winery. So we've got two fantastic guests. Two very sweet guests as they brought us some things to share. So we really appreciate that.
I'm sure as soon as the audience heard that I was here, they're like, somebody brought something.
Somebody
'cause
brought food because Nick
Nick
is on the
inserted
show.
himself into the schedule.
But it's going to be fantastic, and we're greatly looking forward to it. It's a beautiful morning here in
It's
Charlottesville.
Fall, so all the fall people are very, very happy.
Mm-hmm.
All the summer people are disappointed.
Exactly.
That summer is over.
We have one. Michael couldn't even bear to come on the show today. He was just too
No,
depressed. that
Michael is
summer-
depressed. Yes.
Summer is ending, so instead we've got Nick.
Listen, I love summer too. I love the heat. So I'm kind of like, but my wife is happy. Let's put it that way. Liz,
She is a fall person. Has
Mrs.
she-
Irby is a fall person.
Has she
so-
begun decorating yet?
No, she held off, but she lit a pumpkin spice candle. So there's that.
So fall has officially.
we compromised on the candle.
You said I don't want to see any pumpkins.
I don't want to see
So
the
she
pumpkins
said,
yet.
"Are you okay with smelling pumpkins?"
Yeah, I haven't finished eating all of my summer foods. When that's all
Mm-hmm.
done with, then we'll move to pumpkins.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a good one. As you can hear, I'm here with Nick. So glad. It's been a long time since it's been you and me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just the last times you've been on where you were spelling for me. So it's been, I would say, months since I have been on with you,
I was gonna say. I don't even
If
remember
not-
the last time I was on. Period.
if not more. So
Everyone's
it's
been
good
so
to be on.
excited to come on the show. They've been like, "I'll do it this week. I'll do it this week," and then I was like, "Oh, I haven't done it at all."
in a while. So well, it's good to be on with you. You know, especially on a show we
I
have
was gonna say
two
it's
great
good to
guests lined
good to
up.
see the great guests. Good to see Judah.
Good to see me.
Yeah, I see you every day.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Today y Mañana. I'm Alex. This is Nick. We're very excited to have you joining us on a beautiful morning here in Charlottesville, Virginia. It is nice and refreshing. It was a little cool this morning, but now the sun's out, so it should be a beautiful day to just go out, enjoy some weather. But for now, it's a beautiful time to come in.
We're
sit
not
down
going to
in
have
your
a cafe
cozy
con
place.
leche today because we have other things on the menu.
That's true. Well, you could have a cafe con leche, but we have even
progressed
better
very
things. We
quickly.
have some fantastic things on the menu.
Into happy hour.
For this morning. We're going to be joined shortly in the show by Najiba Popal, the owner of Angel's Afghan Cuisine, and then later on in the show, Carmel Greer, the owner of South Paddock Winery. So two fantastic entrepreneurs are going to be coming on, and we are greatly looking forward to that. So I'm glad to be here with
Good to be here.
with you, Nick. How have you been?
Good.
Life treating you well?
Yes.
Very well.
It has been very good. It's been a very good summer. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, even with summer coming to a close.
Yeah, you always got to look forward to new things.
Exactly. That just means the fall is on its way with all that entails, including pumpkin spice candles, it sounds
Yes,
like.
yeah.
So love that. Of course, love being here on the Aleph Zevil Network set with Judah behind the camera. A big thank you to Emerger Financial Services, our presenter, and to our awesome partners, Matias Yon Realty, Credit, Sirius Insurance, Forward Adelante. We appreciate all of you. Appreciate all the guests tuning in. I see already Bill McChesney. Thanks for watching the show this morning. Always appreciate your great viewership and consistency, as we should say. Utlamani Dawson Andeli, the mom of the wonderful Claudia Cruz, joining us this morning. Ed Norco lighting the show this morning. Carrie Hess lighting the show this morning. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We have a great show, as I mentioned, lined up for you. In fact, it's so good. I think we can...
I'm ready to get
I know
started.
Nick is ready to... This is one of those times... I remember once watching Emeril Lagasse on Food Network, and he said that he wished that there was like smell-o-vision, where the people watching could smell what
he
was cooking. And I wish our viewers had that now, because there is the aroma of fresh baked baklava like wafting into this room right now, and I wish I could share with the viewers the aroma of this baklava. But instead, you will just have to watch this segment and learn how you can reach out to Angel's Afghan Cuisine, because we are super excited to welcome to the show this morning Najiba Popal. She is the owner of Angel's Afghan Cuisine. Najiba, thanks so much for coming on this morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure to
It's our pleasure to have you on. So, for those who haven't met you yet, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and how you decided to start Angel's Afghan Cuisine.
I started when it was Kuwait on 2020. I was bored being at home, honestly. I was looking for something to keep myself busy, and there was a entrepreneur classes held by City Hall. I was going up and down on Facebook page, and I saw that ad. I checked that and say it should be something good to keep busy or learn something. I get in touch with them, and I thought it is good to have some idea of cooking and baking. Beside everything I did in my life, or I was interested for learning, studying, go to college, working, all those things, cooking and baking was really a part of fun for me. Whenever I was bored, I was planning to bake something or cook something or make something, create something new that keep me busy and feel good after all those things. I was thinking if I can, have a business plan. I prepared a business plan. I talked with those people. They were excited. Yeah, I thought, people are always looking for good things, for new things. They want to try new things, and what is better than having some things that they are food. They have different taste or different talents. Make it. I tried that, and it was great. I had that class. After that, some other classes, and I started. I didn't have any idea where I should start that because I had 3 children. I still have 3 children, but on that time they were really smaller. My little one, she was like 2 years old, and I thought, it is a good idea to start with farmers market. Yeah, that is a good place for bakery and sweets and all those things, and get customers, know their taste, what they are looking for. It took me a while that I found the taste of people, what they are looking. First, I started just with sweets. I had like baklava, sweet bread. They are filled with many good stuff, but people were looking for some real food.
Some savory too.
And healthy, real food they were looking. And I started changing that menu and brought every week or once a while, I added something extra, something new. And a good thing is that I have people, they are 3.5 years, they are coming every week for 2 pieces of baklava. Even for 2 pieces of baklava. And consistently they are coming back and they are happy for, what they are taking. And also there are many other savory things, savory bread. They are like rolls, they are like big breads, they are stuffed in, and
so there's lots of variety that people can kind of choose from.
There are mostly between 14 to 16 variety of breads and sweets every week, and line up customers, and that is a good thing. It is not just making about to make money. When people are happy, they come back. It gives you a good feeling that the work you are doing, it is something useful. Your talent is something people appreciate that. And you feel great when you have people around you and they appreciate what you are doing.
Absolutely. When you're sharing, one of the beautiful things, especially with food, is that you're sharing taste and aromas and culture that maybe people
And
haven't
history.
met yet. And
Exactly.
history, there's so much history that has gone into why this beautiful food tastes the way it does, that people are learning about and experiencing that maybe they have, especially in Charlottesville, they haven't experienced it before.
Yeah, exactly. That is one thing that I have customers, they come back. Even if they try a piece of any kind of bread, most of them they come back and say, oh, it was something extra. I never had this or this taste, or then they come back or ask about which country or which culture this food are. I mean, they want to know more exactly about that. And that is a good part, yeah.
And you are at the Ixart Park Market, is that correct?
Yeah, that is an expo.
So I have had, the reason I didn't want to say it beforehand, the reason that I wanted to invite you on is because I've had your food a couple times with my wife.
Oh, so you've had
yeah,
this
you look
baklava.
familiar.
Because I need to taste one
well,
of
the
these
first time I
pieces.
had the bread that was stuffed with the meat. So I will say that the savory stuff is phenomenal as well. Like
Thank you.
everything is delicious.
Yeah, maybe
So-
you had those big, I mean, large,
very
giant,
large. It was a very
giant
big
bread
piece.
with chicken.
Yeah.
They're called pita. Yeah, they are really something great.
They were
my
wonderful.
favorite too. Also.
This baklava is out of this world.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you've
for baklava,
had-
yeah,
so
I
you've
have-
already
I have had
experienced
it,
this.
but I didn't want
I
to.
have many review for this baklava, and some people say I never had in my life. I never tried. I mean, had this any place in the world. Even I went to Greek or I went to Turkey or some. I mean, Mediterranean countries. They are. I mean, the baklavas are from
good.
there originally, but they say yeah, it was something.
I was like, isn't it difficult to make baklava, or is it? Because I've heard everyone I have heard always says that it's very
mean-
it's difficult for them. Maybe it's just difficult.
Yeah, if you're
Italians
new,
just don't know
yeah.
how to make it.
If you're new, or if you this first time or the first few times that you are trying to make it, it is time taking. It needs patience to be really patient. Work with thin dough. They are getting dry fast. You should be
Yes.
fast enough to work with that. But after a while, then yeah, you find your way. But for me now, it is good. But for the first year I was trying, it took me like maybe 1 hour or something. But now it is take me like 15 minutes for
Wow.
for a full sheet of baklava just to prepare and put it in the oven.
That's amazing.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, and different is the ingredients or the syrup I prepared on my own recipes. That is make the difference because most of places they have just sugar syrup and that is all. But yeah, I added 5 more ingredients. I don't know their secret. I should share
Oh,
or
this-
not. But yeah, they have saffron, cardamom, rose
Oh,
butter. They have also lemon juice, honeys. They are all make this
Yes.
freshness
Oh.
and good
Slide
smell.
it this way. I don't like
Slide
that you're
this
eating
way.
it all. It's my favorite, not
Oh,
yours.
see? Thank you.
Yes, I mean
Doesn't matter if
that
I've
is
had it before. I still love it.
No, you can. To be honest, you can tell
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much.
You're welcome.
A lot of the baklava you have, it has only
The sugar
if
taste.
you buy it in the store, only the sweet of the sugar. This has all the flavors. I was tasting the cardamom. I'm like, this. Oh man,
Yeah.
just the
It's
spices.
so good.
It's delicious.
Yeah, that makes it different. And also the time I'm putting that or waiting to be cooked, it took me sometime like 2 hours waiting for that to be in the oven because there are about 45 to 50 layer of thin dough or those fellow sheets. They should be all get crispy.
Yes.
Yeah, from bottom to the top, they should get crispy, and that is, yeah. There are some tricks and tips to
do it.
to do it, yeah, and have a good.
But that's amazing. That's fantastic. That's gotta be some of the best baklava I've ever had.
Oh,
Oh,
it is the best I've ever had. I've never been anywhere where they made it better.
And so, what are some of the other things? 'Cause I know that. What are some of the savory dishes that you offer?
At the market, there are bread-based stuff. I have it because for a while I was trying to have warm meal. It was really hard and tough
To keep it.
Yeah, to cook them at home, bring them there, and keep them warm. But people were happy, and sometimes they come back and ask why. I mean, for this fresh or warm meal. But for market, they are all vegetarian options: chicken, beef. And spicy veggie samosas, that is another thing. Yeah, that is really, I have maybe hundreds of customers for those and interested people. And they are.
Have you had that too?
Yeah. Well,
I saw his face when he said the
my
veggie
wife and
samosa.
I, so
he was like, yes.
Mrs. Irby and I went, and one day for breakfast we just had
Oh, God,
We went to
yeah.
you and ordered a couple things and then sat down. It didn't matter that it wasn't warm, like because it's
Yeah.
delicious. You do not need it to be hot to
Exactly,
enjoy it.
yeah. They are
The
just
flavors
ready
are just
to eat. Yeah.
unbelievable.
Ready to eat, either warm or cold. And also there are some rolls, veggie rolls and chicken rolls. They're really famous and customers know them a lot and want it. They're like piece of sandwich. Just you wrap or put in a bag and people are grab and go and
Grab
they
and-
walk around and eat that, take a bite, and that is so convenient for eating too. The
Absolutely.
other things are big or the giant breads you had.
I had
them.
the giant bread, yes.
Yeah, they are chicken with chicken and veggies. They are most of the things they are pre-cooked. For example, for meat type, I want to make sure they are healthy. They are cooked well and keep them. In a good temperature inside home. And when I take them to the market, I have those ice bags under meat stuff that to be a good temperature. Yeah, really, I try to have good things
Nice and
on
safe.
time, exactly safe, and not any issues with any health or something. Yeah, I try.
That must be
And
so.
always delicious.
Always.
Always delicious.
Yeah, another thing is like baklava cheesecake, pistachio baklava cheesecake. It is a while I'm taking that. I can't explain that,
Yes.
also.
Oh, man, have
but
you had that
yeah,
too?
I
Not yet.
sent,
I've been
I sent
eyeing
you,
it every
yeah.
time at the market.
So
I was
that's
like,
next.
That's next.
Well, does your wife love cheesesteak? So you're gonna be bad for that.
Yeah, she's
Baklava
not going to be able to go to
cheesecake.
the market this weekend, but I will. So we'll see. I'll have
Okay,
to
that
order
would be
something
good.
else.
Yeah, and for something really funny that for a month I was out of market recently. I visited my sister out of the state, and I received emails and texts and calls after I come back when they might.
Where are you? Are you okay?
Yes, and my friend, she's also a vendor, Daniel and Jam by Daniel.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, according to Daniel and his wife called me, hey, where are you? I said, why? Your customers here just coming and asking. And she was talking with someone. She's here. She's coming back next week. Yeah,
Well, when you need your Afghani food, where are you going to get
Yes.
it?
That's when you know you have
last
devoted
week
customers.
when I met, I was at the market last week, just this week past, and any customers come back and they were really question me a lot. I was questioned a lot. And someone's really disappointed. We thought you stopped. We thought you quit your business. Glad you're back, and really, that was good feeling. Yeah.
That shows you the loyalty. You have some loyal customers.
Yeah, I feel, because sometime before that I was thinking it is hard, it is time taking for one person to get ready and make all these things. It is sometimes overwhelming, honestly, because for 20 hours I'm just in
You're
the kitchen and
yes.
busy with cooking and baking, packing, cleaning. Sometimes I was thinking if I quit this and have something easier, but after this, again, they gave me, the energy and all those good feeling that to go back and continue with this.
That's wonderful.
That's one of
Yeah.
they rejuvenated you.
Yeah, that
But,
was exactly.
Absolutely. Gabriel Rivas, thanks for watching the show this morning. So Najiba, I was going to ask, what's it like being an entrepreneur, having your own small business? But it sounds like it's definitely a lot of work, but still rewarding.
Exactly, that is true. Most people, they are, and that means any kind sort of their own business, they know it is not easy to run a business by one person, or maybe they have a partner or someone they can help, but it is hard, sometimes it is tough, sometimes you think you should stop, but after you see the result, again, it gives you that hopes and give you good feeling. No, it's worth to try. It's worth to have this, when you have people around you, your work is seen by people. They appreciate that. And that's a good reward when you see people feel good about what you offer them, and like it is helping or something like that. It gives you a really good feeling and give you more enthusiasm to continue with that. And the other things, I like to have my own business, even it is a small, it is. You have your own time, your own schedule, your own choices, what you want to do.
Yes.
And it depends on you how you want to manage the things, how how much work you want to put or how much effort you. Because it is good to work for others also, but you should be on time. It is, when you are a mom, for example, when you are a mom, it is hard.
It's hard,
Or
yes.
being as a mom or single parent, being a mom, take responsibility of a whole life. It is hard to be on time. Drop the kids at the school. Sometimes they are sick. Sometimes they have an appointment. You are sick. You can't go on time. Or they are all those things challenging to work with other people's. And the other thing is that you live based on paychecks.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a good thing to thank. Any kind of ability you have, talent you have, work on that and have something for your own. And later, even your children or kids will be proud of you, what you
Yes.
did, or also your friends. And it gives you a good feeling that you stand by your own, If I can tell you,
It's yours, yes.
Yeah, it is yours. You stand by your own. You are not depends on someone else. If they tell you, like, you are not afraid of maybe if I do this, they will fire me. I will lose my job if I don't go today. All those things. You don't have those fears and those things.
You have the nice flexibility
Exactly.
to choose, how you want and to prioritize, to be able to say today is family. Today I need to do things for my family
Yeah.
and not have to have another person say, no, you have to do this for
Yeah.
me.
That is
Exactly,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. Those things.
That's fantastic. And Najiba, do you also do catering?
Yeah, a bigger part of this market and bakery is my catering parts. And yeah, I did many party catering. Yeah, for UVA also, I did many over 200 people also.
Wow.
It
So you could
was
do some big ones.
Congratulations. though.
yeah,
That's a
for
big-
schools. Yeah, I did for schools and for many others. Yeah, I do catering business, and they are all African types food. They are from meats to vegetarian options, rice, and all those things.
That's fantastic. There's definitely something for everybody.
That is.
Absolutely.
Go check out the
absolutely.
pictures that Najiba sent us on Today Manana because
Yes,
I
there's
shared
some-
them
oh,
all.
man, yeah, they are-
Because there's so much. It was just like I couldn't cut any of the photos out because they were so beautiful. All the food.
Yeah, they really
yeah,
are.
I tried to send you less, but I was just
No,
going
I
and checking.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I thought you should pick it, but
Yeah.
that looks good for you.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
that.
they
I
looked-
should not have been posting at lunchtime. I was starving just looking at all the photos. It was so good. No, please do not apologize. It's
No,
wonderful.
the couple
Yeah.
other thank yous. Lo Somel, thanks for watching the show this morning. Titi Saidi, thanks for watching. Shahila and Ayat, thanks for liking the show. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. And so, Najiba, if people want to find out more and reach out to you and contact you, and where's the best way for people to find you?
Yeah, there's a website, Angels African Cuisine. They can reach out to me, and the phone number I have there. There's an email address also. They can reach out to me, or anytime they stop by at the market, farmers market. That is really a good place. They can come. They can try the bakery stuff I have there. They can try that, or if they are interested having a catering or something event, I will be glad to talk with them in person also. Or there are many ways.
Perfect.
And also my Facebook page, Angels African Cuisine, that is. Anytime they can reach me out, send me PM or something like that.
Super easy. So it's Angels Afghan Cuisine, angelsafghancuisine.com.
I have tagged her in some of the live streams so
Perfect.
that everyone can go find. Just scroll down to the
Thank you, yeah.
comments, and then you can just click and
And then really the
Get your
best
fix, yeah.
the best method is go to
go to XR Park
Farmers
Market.
it's our
yeah.
part farmers market and go meet Najiba in person and enjoy some of the
Okay, no matter what you get, everything is delicious, but you have to have the baklava.
Oh,
It
okay.
has-
Oh.
you ha- they have
It's a-
whatever you get. Even if you get another dessert, get the baklava. Have it later.
Add a
It
piece of
doesn't matter.
baklava.
Like have it. Like you have to have it. Like
Thank
Because
you
it is-
so
it's
much.
it's
fantastic.
amazing. Because I'll finish with this story because even my brother Michael and I are the biggest baklava people in the family. Like we
Oh,
just
nice.
love it. And so one day we were walking around the market to go get meat from one of the meat vendors, and we were like, we already had breakfast. What do you feel like doing? And I was like, have you had the baklava? So we went and we grabbed the baklava.
Oh,
and
so
we were just-
Michael's had this too. So I'm
He's
the
had
only
it
one.
too.
So this
You're the
was,
only one.
But then it was, oh man,
Yeah.
it was worth it.
You got to come to the market more
I
often.
know,
He and
I
I go to
should.
the market and we start looking and eating, but you are always like sleep in.
I know.
Yeah, a good
That-
story about the baklava. I have a middle-aged lady. She stopped with her family. She had grown-up children with her, like over 20, and she stopped and she looked at the baklava. She asked for 2 pieces or 4 pieces. It was like 2 years ago, and on that time, sometime I had tea on winter. I have for myself, but some customers I feel like they might like. I offered her,
tea?
"Do you want tea?" And she was really nice and warm, means greeting and talking. Yeah, I offered her, "Do you want some tea? I have it." She said yes. And 10 minutes later, she came and told me, "Can I hug you?"
Oh,
I was somehow, yeah, for sure. And her tears came down. She told me that, after maybe 30 years, I had this baklava. It tastes like what my mom, made.
wonderful.
And yeah, for all these years, I tried many and many times for baklava, but I never get that taste. And she started crying. I got emotional also.
Aw.
Yes, and she hugged me, and she had I think 2 other boxes and took home. And that was really something,
that's beautiful.
beautiful. This happened.
That's
Yeah, that
the
was.
beauty
Yeah,
of what
about
you're able
history
to
of
bring.
this baklava. Yeah,
That's the
beautiful.
beauty of
Yeah.
what you're able to bring to people. That's wonderful.
That's what food and
Yeah,
life
and she
and
was
culture-
Greek, She was Greek also. She was Greek, and she said, I tried many Greeks or Turkish or Arabic baklava, but it was the first time after years I feel that I'm home. My mom baked something for me, and it tastes like that.
I think there's a
wonderful.
phrase in Italian that's "we're all cousins in the end." So it's like that's how it is. Like especially in the Mediterranean, we're all cousins.
That's wonderful.
That's great.
Najeeba, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much
Oh.
for coming
Thank
on
you.
today.
Yeah, it was great to have you.
And we'll be
Thank-
seeing you at the market.
Okay,
Yes, we'll be seeing
for
you.
sure.
We'll be
Thank you
seeing you.
so much
Thank
for
you. Thank you. It's really one of the beautiful things, right, of entrepreneurship, to be able to. I mean, Najeeba is just bringing joy to people. Is really what it is. It's different forms of joy.
Oh,
that you're able to
absolutely,
bring
yeah.
to
And
people.
especially that story at the end.
Oh.
That's what food does. Like it
It
brings
does.
you home.
It
like
really
this, you said,
does.
home is like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you can make a dish and then it reminds you of like your grandmother,
Yes.
this. Like there's always someone that made something that like. Because like food is love and food is life.
Exactly,
And it's like, that's why.
exactly.
In fact, I think somebody once asked me like, why do we always talk about food? And I said, what else is there to talk about?
But it really is. It's able to bring back memories and emotions in a way that sometimes just talking or sounds don't. It's a different thing, And so food. It's why we love to talk about food. It's why we love to talk about wine.
Yes.
Which brings me.
according to my watch, it's happy hour.
Well, it's
the
always
Irby
right
family, yeah.
somewhere. Which brings us to our next fantastic guest that we are really excited to have on this morning, and that is Carmel Greer. She is the owner of South Paddock Winery. Carmel, thanks so much for coming on with us this morning.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
We're very excited about it, and it's funny. When I saw your name, I said, "Oh, I know this is going to be an interview because we grew up in a place called Carmel."
Oh, really?
Yup,
California.
in California.
Oh,
So.
okay. Yeah.
So I
there
said,
aren't
"Oh."
many places called Carmel.
Yeah.
Yep. So we were very excited to have you on. And for those who haven't met you yet, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and how you first became interested in wine growing in this industry.
Well, I think I'm probably the most accidental winery owner possibly out there because my husband and I, during COVID, we lived in DC but I went to UVA. I think like a lot of Charlottesville people, kind of spent a lot of time around here and hoped that one day our lives
would come
would
back.
circle back to this area. And we were looking at farms with really no intention of moving, maybe just to get out of the city a little bit. And we fell in love with this farm that had a 5-acre vineyard on it.
Oh,
And so that is a real adventure if you have
Yeah,
never
I can
growing
imagine.
grapes in Virginia is not for the it's
Yes.
not it's not like growing tomatoes, you know. It's a real, you really have to, there's an art to growing the grapes, and there's certainly a steep learning curve to going from zero to taking care of all of these
Absolutely.
grapes. And so so it's been a journey, and we really truly debated. I hate to even say this, because the vineyard is thriving, it's green, it's lush, it's really a great vineyard, but we did contemplate cutting it down.
Just thinking
Simply
about what you would have
because
to
it was
do.
like, you know, what is the end game here? You know,
It can only be wine.
right,
Get into a whole industry.
exactly. So you give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah. So you decided to start keep cultivating them, keep them growing, keep them healthy. And then how did you say, oh, you know what? We're making wine. Let's have people taste it.
Well, initially, there are a lot of services actually that take care of the vineyards in the county. And I think our vineyard we're 30 minutes south of town, and we're smaller. And so I kind of realized that nobody was going to take care of it the way I wanted it taken care of, just because it was a little bit small and off the beaten path. So it was kind of like I wasn't the prime focus.
Yep.
So it was kind of like, okay, well, I need to take care of this vineyard and really manage it if it's going to be taken care of properly. And so then we just thought, well, we will just do that. But then it's like, oh, I don't know. It just seems kind of disappointing to be taking care of the vineyard and then not make wine.
Make wine. Yeah.
So that's so the wines we have now. We worked with some really great winemakers. I mean, Albemarle County has amazing winemakers.
Yes, indeed, absolutely.
It's not like the little outpost that it used to be. And so we worked with Michael Honey at Michael Shaps to make the rosé that I have here with me today, and some other talented people also. So,
So tell us a little bit about the rosé and the varieties that you
see,
have.
let me pour. It's 10 a.m. It's the perfect time
Exactly.
to
jump into a
sample
rosé. Thank you.
some rosé. And our rosé it's my favorite wine that we make, and I think rosé has the reputation of being like a girly wine, right? But
Only
French.
here, though, not in France.
Yeah, the French would beg to differ.
So I just
only
would like
makes
to.
rosé.
My husband loves this, and I think that I think a lot of people don't realize that rosé is red wine. Okay,
Yeah.
it is.
It is.
It's you simply removed the skins sooner.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, to make a long story short.
Right.
So anyway, I just liked it.
You know,
Anyway,
it's true.
Cheers!
Cheers. Cheers. Good and
That's
refreshing.
delicious.
Yeah, so you can see it's very like refreshing and
Yes.
fruity, not sweet, dry.
No, yeah, it's a very good rosé. Very
Thank you.
And you can see, and
well to our taste, because we do
yes,
like
you
flavorful
do like
and
dry
dry.
and flavorful and dry. And like you said, if you like red wine, you can easily like rosé. It's not a different.
Right.
It's not
Somehow
a
it just
foreign-
became this like super branded in this kind of super girly way,
Yeah.
which I think it turns off a lot of people. I mean, it turns on some people, turns off some people.
Right,
But I think it's just actually a much more interesting wine than it gets credit for.
Absolutely, I think, and it's true. I
think
think
it's because it's an early entry wine. Like people who are not accustomed to wines can usually find, because they're not into sweet, they're not into very dry. It's a really good entry point for people who are new to wine. Like my
Right.
wife, who doesn't really drink wine beforehand, she will tend to like rosés more than other wines, and it's not because she likes girly things. It's because that when she's, especially since we'll just open the bottle and start pouring, it's because it's more subtle in its boldness than a red wine, but at the
Right.
same time, it's not necessarily like it's not like a white. It's not as crisp or sweet. It has it's like a perfect medium.
Yeah. We also grow, so we grow Cab Franc grapes, we grow Chardonnay grapes, and we grow Petit Verdot grapes. And
Petit Verdot is a classic Virginia.
yeah. And the Chardonnay, I have to say, I don't love Chardonnay. Or I thought I didn't love Chardonnay.
That's the
And
key.
so I was actually, kind of like, gosh, well, what are we going to make that I would enjoy drinking? Because I think to some extent, if you own a vineyard and you're making wine, you are crafting things to your own palate
that you like.
to
Right,
some
yeah.
extent. So we do a Chardonnay that's, I call it like the non-Chardonnay lovers Chardonnay because
I like it.
because it's aged in stainless, and so it doesn't have the oaky. If you're looking for an
Yes.
oaky Chardonnay, it's really not. What
I
you
actually
would
lean
like,
towards
but-
those. To the stainless steel.
Yes,
'Cause-
so it has a little more of a. It's crisper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. So, what are some? I mean, I can imagine there's numerous. But what are some of the challenges that you kind of have to overcome as a Virginia wine grower?
Oh my gosh, I could talk for an hour. But so growing grapes in Virginia is just a little bit difficult because of the humidity. Period. And but I think that what Virginia has that I don't know if other places have this is your fellow winery owners and vineyard owners are the most helpful, kind people. And I think that actually has been one of the biggest, I think there have been many surprises along the way for me, but just how kind the other owners are, it has been shocking, really, because in theory, you're competitors, but I think
Right.
it's really not seen that way in the wine community because I think there's kind of a sense of wanting this region to be excellent.
Yes.
And so it's like a rising tide lifts all boats mentality. We needed to buy these huge bins for the harvesting the grapes, and we didn't have enough. And so at the last minute, we bought some extra bins from Wisdom Oak Winery, and just the nicest people, because we got there, realized they would not all fit in our truck, and so he just lent us his trailer, which it's so nice. Like, you don't have to lend me your trailer. That's just so kind. And the Kings are also incredibly warm and welcoming to new owners and helpful. So
It really is. I've gotten the sense as we've interviewed people in the area in the wine industry that there is kind of a sense here of, look, we want this region to be successful.
Right,
We want
right.
the region to be renowned, and that means working together and helping each other out because, like you said, the rising tide lifts all boats, and also I think there's a kind of a shared sense of the struggle you have to go through
Yes.
to make it,
Yeah.
but also the opportunities that are there
Well,
when you do succeed.
The taste will also affect it because, as you said, if you prefer a Chardonnay that's less oaky, somebody else may prefer make an oakier one.
Right.
But those small decisions will also affect your niche. Somebody who is looking for an oaky Chardonnay would not be a good fit for you no matter what, so they're going to go to the other winery, and vice versa. You're going to get all the people that love the stainless steel crisper Chardonnay versus another winery. So small decisions will affect that are to your taste, will bring in people that have more taste like you, and so you wouldn't. It's not necessarily like you're competing for the same audience regardless.
Well,
right?
and let's face it, the
in
beauty
reality,
is people can drink more than one bottle.
that is true.
So, I mean...
a chef would pair two different Chardonnays depending on the meal.
Well,
regardless.
no, in
It's
the
not
sense
gonna be
of
the same.
when a region succeeds, people want to taste everything coming out of there.
Exactly. And I also think when a region succeeds, people want to visit multiple locations in the region, and then the region also just gains a reputation for excellence. So
Exactly. Speaking of locations, you have a beautiful one. Can people come visit, like a tasting room out there?
Yes. So we are half an hour south of town, and if you're familiar with Mount Ida, so we're neighbors to Mount Ida.
Okay.
We're Mount Ida's neighbor, and we're a big farm. Big is relative, not relative to Mount Ida, but we're 310 acres, and it's called South Paddock Winery because we're located at the South Paddock of, it's a horse farm. So, and this is at the South Paddock. And so I think the tasting room is very casual. We just want people to come in and relax, and it's actually, you order at the bar, it's not table service. So it's just kind of a casual
soothing atmosphere.
situation. It's a relaxed atmosphere, and so.
Yeah, what's nice is that I saw the photos on Instagram, which are beautiful.
Thank you.
You definitely, what was beautiful is you get the sense from the photos that when you're in the tasting room, you're experiencing the vineyard. Right, you can see some vines out there. You can see the horses. It looks like
yes, no, you can
which is
see.
really
You can
nice.
sit on the terrace, and the horses are munching and crunching. To your right, and straight ahead is the vineyard, and it's located really in the center of the farm. So, as far as you can see, it's just the farm.
Yeah, which is nice. You feel like it's like you're there. It's experiencing what it was that produced the wine you're about to drink.
Yes.
As opposed to being secluded and all the winemaking happens somewhere else.
Right.
Now, I
Right.
have a quick question. What grapes went into this rosé?
These are Cab Franc grapes.
Okay, I was going to say, because that's probably explain why it's so good. I love that.
Yeah, and our Cab Franc is just extremely happy. It really loves where it is, and it's abundant and just grows like crazy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
know.
Yeah,
I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Do you find that
I don't know. I mean, I would like to take credit, but I do think that vines are also just very happy where they are.
the happy vines
Yeah.
make good wine.
So, just another
Go ahead.
question. So, about the vines that you found already there, do you know how long they were there before you bought the place?
We don't know exactly. My sense is that they were about like 5 to 7 years old.
Because I was going to say that
Since
probably has an impact on the wine, because older vines make better wine. I was like, that.
Yeah, no, they're
these
very
wines
well
are good.
established
Yeah.
vines. So.
That's definitely having its appearance in this wine. I'd
Oh,
say,
well,
like,
thank you.
Not that I'm an expert, but just like from having tasted enough wine, I'm like, this is good.
Do you? What's it like? What have you found the experience like? Of obviously just you're working obviously with the vines and so forth, but now you're also an entrepreneur. What's it like being an entrepreneur in this space?
Well, I mean, so we just opened, by the way. So
Congratulations.
We soft opened, I think, two weeks ago. So we're fresh
brand
out of
new.
spanking new.
Yep.
And but before this, I was an architect, or I guess I still am an architect, and I ran an architecture firm for years, and so like owning a business, that's something very familiar to me in that every problem is your problem.
Yes.
Right. I mean, that's I think, and there's no kind of like clocking out, particularly with farming. I mean, farming there is no clocking out. I mean, things just need to happen when they need to
24/7.
happen, and you need to rally and just make it happen. I think those elements of running a business are familiar, and then there are other things that are totally unfamiliar. And architects love to experiment. So one thing we have we have cool winemaking equipment on site. They're called Go fermenters, and they're like right now I could punch. We're making an experimental batch of orange wine. I don't know if you.
Yes, I have had orange
I've
wine.
had that.
So,
So interesting. Yes.
and this. Listen, it may just get thrown out. It may be terrible. We will not serve. Like the wines we're serving now are made by really excellent winemakers. They are not. We're not experimenting on people who come over, but. But in the back, I guess the architect in me still really enjoys experimenting, and so yeah, we're making this cool batch of orange wine, and with this equipment that right now I could punch it from my phone, punch the wine down.
So the technology has just really taken off in terms of what
Yeah.
you're able to do as a winemaker.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. I mean, we just thought, why not adopt this experimental
Yes.
technology for experimental wines, and then we'll also make wines that are like what we're drinking now. So.
That'll be
That's
fun
neat,
to see
though,
how
right?
that turns out.
Yeah,
The orange wine.
I mean, that's how you
'cause
figure
it's-
out what works, especially in
Exactly,
a
you
region
have
like
to-
this, which doesn't have like a long history of wine, to the same degree that like other, more famous regions have. Like Virginia's still almost new in a way. Like Thomas Jefferson had just scratched the surface, and then it was like abandoned until like the 70s. So it's a great that you're willing to push the boundaries of what Virginia wine can do, because there's so much that probably still untapped.
well, that's actually, I think, for me, and I think I'm coming at this with, I had a past career. My ego is kind of detached from it, and I'm willing to experiment and stuff. But I think one thing that strikes me about Virginia wine is there's kind of Virginia wine where you're trying to be a French wine or trying to be a California wine, but you're in Virginia.
Yeah.
And then there's Virginia wine where you're like, this is Virginia wine.
Yes.
And I personally think that's where I think your power and strength always lie
Yes.
in just kind of being what you really are. And so I am personally totally uninterested in making a Virginia wine that wants to be a French wine. No, I want to make Virginia wine. And I think our farm is very, it's been farmed since the 1780s. It's very Virginia,
Yes.
and we're just going to kind of go deep into that.
Oh,
Well, that's what you have to
wonderful.
do,
Yeah.
because we have a
different
unique
terroir.
Yeah, we have a different geography and climate here that does not resemble France, and it does
Right.
not resemble California, namely humidity, right?
Yeah.
But out of that humidity, out of that land can come something that's different, but not if you try to like force it to become something it's not.
Exactly. So I really feel a lot of passion for just kind of letting Virginia wine be Virginia wine.
Absolutely, I like that philosophy. That's the way, and you can see it coming out. You can see it bearing out in things like and I think the beauty of Virginia is you kind of have the freedom to do that because there isn't something already established. There's not really that play it safe
Right.
thing of like, if you're in California, what do? You play it safe. You just do Cabernet Sauvignon and can't go wrong. Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlots, you just ship them out there. You can't go wrong, right? But here, there's kind of that freedom because we don't have that thing we've been making for so long that's your play it
And
safe
it can
go
easily
to.
go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But so you have to be willing to fail, which I think, I don't know.
I mean,
That's the entrepreneur in me. Is I'm
That's the essence
willing
of an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
the willingness to fail to try to achieve something great.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful, especially to bring that spirit to wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Hitchens, watching the show, has a question for you. He asks, is there one bottle you've opened that stands out kind of that is the best wine you've had?
Oh, period or
I wasn't sure. I'm not sure if he's period or just Virginia.
Well, I mean, this
Oh, I
the
thought it
rosé
was-
I brought
or
in.
just yours.
I thought it was referring to ours, but
I think so.
in
Probably
terms
just
of ours.
yours.
So I
Kevin,
mean,
you can clarify if
Yeah.
it's a different question, but we'll go with it. It's
We'll do
yours,
it. But yeah, yours.
well, I think the rosé I brought in, I really love.
It's really
I just
nice.
really
It's the
love.
top.
I think it's just so refreshing and
Mm-hmm.
delightful. So, and we are brand new, and we do not make. We are selling very few wines now, and then we'll add and add as
course,
we.
as
And
you
we're
grow.
and we're really not interested in buying other people's grapes. We're growing the grapes,
Mm-hmm.
make the wine
Oh,
with our
that's neat,
grapes.
yeah.
Estate and.
I like that. Yeah, no, this is a good.
I was going to say,
this is a good pick.
for all the foodies out there, just to take a quick Nick break, because I'm always thinking, what would I pair this with? This is good. Like, you could pair this with a very gamey meat, too. That's how bold and flavorful it is. Like, it's not like your typical... It is very light and refreshing, but, like, it does have a really good
It'll cut through.
underlying
It will
flavor.
cut through
It would
meat.
cut through it perfectly. Yeah, if you had, like, duck.
So yeah, so there you go. That's Nick's.
Yeah. Go get
Nick's
some
tip
duck.
on that,
Yeah,
on that front. So Carmel, before we let you go, where can people find the farm? Where do people get in touch and learn more?
And get the wine, yeah,
and
especially.
I think the best place to find us is on Instagram at South Paddock Winery, And then you can also, the farm is called Whitehall Farm, and but there are many Whitehall farms, which is why we named the winery South Paddock Winery. So, but you can also go to the website is whitehallfarmandvineyard.com.
Oh,
and then
very
there's a tab for South Paddock Winery because the farm also does horse sporting. One fun thing we do that is you can book a trail ride around the farm and end up at the winery.
Cool.
So the overall website kind of deals with the horses and the wine. But if you just want to look at wine information, at South Paddock Winery on Instagram.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That must be fun. Like take a ride around and then end at the winery and have something nice.
Yeah. It's,
a great beautiful thing to do on a weekend or an afternoon.
Exactly.
Must be beautiful. And what are the hours of the tasting room for now?
Right now we are Saturdays only, and from 3 to 7:30.
Oh, perfect hours.
And then we'll be adding hours as we add wines. So we're just the little baby winery, just getting going.
Started, yeah.
Getting started. I love it. Well, Carmel, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Thanks so much for coming by and sharing this new gem with us.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate it. So be sure, you can find it South Paddock Winery on Instagram, www.whitehallfarmandvineyard.com. So super easy.
I did some tagging, so check the comment sections if you want to find the Angels at Afghan Cuisine or the South Paddock Winery.
Yep, and I think this Saturday should be a beautiful Saturday, so 3 to 7, I think.
Which is perfect because the market ends at 1, so you can just plan your day.
Yeah, so go to Itch, and from Itch drive off to 30 minutes and you're right there.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. So that's fantastic, and be sure to check that out. So this has been a great show with you. Appreciate it.
You.
Always. I mean, the guests made it great, but I'm not going to dismiss that Nick is also a great host. So always appreciate that, joining you on that. Next week we've got some future awesome guests. We're going to be joined by Tate Purnell is coming back. Tate is back from Tate Teaches Swim, is joining us, and then we'll also be joined by Liz Nobby from Alight Flowers. So we've got 2 more great guests that will be on with us next week, so be sure
Fun side
to
fact,
check that out.
Liz Nobby was my art history teacher at UVA.
Really?
And I invited the business on the show, and she remembered me despite the fact I only took 1 semester. So we were catching up after that as well. So,
oh my God. Imagine how things come full circle.
Yeah, they come full circle. I had no idea, and then it turned out great. So.
That's awesome. So she'll be on next week. So you should definitely be on that then.
Oh, I'll definitely be in the studio.
Oh,
just
okay.
To say hi. Yeah.
Just to say hi. All right, so that'll be great. Always appreciate that. Thanks to everyone who tuned in this morning. Thanks to Kevin Higgins for a great question. Hopefully we asked it in the right way, but you can let us know.
Correct as if we're wrong.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And thanks to everyone who tuned in and sent us questions and comments. Looking forward to seeing everyone next week. Looking forward. I probably won't be on with you next week, but I will be back. I will be back eventually. So thanks to Judah behind the camera. Thanks to the I Love Seville Network. Thanks to our awesome partners, Matias Yon, Credit Serious Insurance Forward Adelante. Thank you to our presenter, Emergent Financial Services. Thanks all of you. We wish you a most wonderful weekend. Enjoy the beautiful weather. If you're a summer person, try to embrace the coming of fall. If you're a fall person, I don't need to tell you to enjoy it because you're already thrilled. But have a great weekend. We look forward to seeing you next week. But until that time, as we like to close it out on the show, hasta mañana.